All right, this is part two. Sorry about that. There's some noise. My stepmother was yelling, so you might hear the noise. Obviously, right. You have to excuse the noise. Yeah, so that's what I want to do for the Great Escape movie. Because I don't have a foundation for the Great Escape movie, me and Vij are gonna have to really plan out the story before we even start the process. We're hard at work in the office. That way we're not lost. That way the assistant directors, that way the director's not lost. That way the script developers and the director have a foundation for the story, obviously. So we'll print. We'll go online, print out the Casino Royale script, study it. That we have good ideas for the story. Obviously, I want VJ help me. Obviously, and we hire someone and we plan out what we want to happen in some scenes, and we have someone type it out on a laptop. Okay, at the beginning, the couples on the run, they get killed. Okay, Ben Affleck says he's get a search going, and Paul Bettany says I'll scout New York region. They scout New York, obviously, and then me and VJ transfers to me and VJ. We're in employment, so we can't find jobs. So you get this sad theme for like 35 minutes of the movie. And then Paul Bettany bribes us. We take the job. And we meet the other couples on the plane. Obviously. We do the middle of the movie is us training in the company. And then we work for the company. We finally everyone's dirty. And then we're on the run and we're kicking ass. That's my idea for the story, obviously. That's why you're looking at an amazing story. And I'm putting $250 million towards special effects for that movie. That's why you're looking at something even better quality than James Bond. The movie. I'm not going to say the movie will be better than James Bond, but I guarantee the movie will be better because me and Vijay are acting in it, and I can't see James Bond even topping that story. You're looking at an amazing story for that Great Escape movie, man. Something crazy. Obviously, it'll probably be just as good as James Bond or a little bit better. We'll see what happens. Obviously, yeah, that's my idea. Obviously. So it's that way, once we take our eight, so me and Vijay, we're gonna take our 8 months. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna enjoy our luxury route our luxury route to Kano, go to all these countries. We're gonna be trending famous movies as obviously because we just released this obviously. And during that time, I want us to study the Casino Royale script, obviously, and then we hire someone to type out the plan for the Great Escape movie, as well as the plan for the 2.5 years of the organization movie too. We need to type out the plan for that too. I want to do that for all our movies. We have everything planned, obviously. So first year for the Great Escape movie, we're probably looking at 2020, 2031 around there. I'll be starting the process for the Great Escape movie around there. So the first year for the Great Escape movie, the first thing we hired our teams we signed all our guys, all our main guys, right? The first thing we have to do, obviously, is we have to what? We have to hire CIA experts. So me and Vijay will have our board meeting with our team. Obviously, the doctors will be filming all this, obviously, and we're gonna have to what? We're gonna have to hire like 2 CIA experts. Hire the best CIA experts out there in the business. Pay those guys a nice $200,000 to what? $150,000, $200,000. Pay them 2K, 200K. The way they work hard for you. Okay, look, I'm gonna hire 2 CIA experts. We're gonna be in the boardroom. I want you telling me how the CIA works. Tell me how the CIA. Yeah, I have not told you. I mean, this is how the CIA works, obviously. And then once they tell us how the CIA works, so for the first, I don't know, for the first 2 weeks, the CIA experts we're gonna be in the office doing board meetings. We're gonna discuss how the CIA works. So it'll be me, Jon Favreau. The other guys will be doing their business calls, obviously. But me, VJ, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and the director chosen obviously we're gonna be in that room. He's gonna tell us how the CIA works, and me and VJ we all take our notes obviously. And then for a good like another like 2 weeks, 3.5, 3 weeks, we're gonna build the organizational world first. Build the organizational world first. The name of the organization, how it works. You know what I'm saying? We're also gonna begin planning the movie. What we want to happen in the beginning of the movie, the middle, and the end. Obviously. So for the first like I don't know month, it's just gonna be board meetings, the CIA explaining how the CIA works, and then me and Vijay plan the story. We build the organization world with the 2 script obviously and the chosen director, obviously, and then we what, and then we plan out the story. Then once we plan out the story, we can begin now writing the script of the Great Escape movie. Obviously, you're looking at like I don't know 170 to like 200 page script. You're looking at a 4-hour movie. I want it to be a 4-hour movie. You're looking at like 170 page to like 200 pages. Not as long as Zane's, obviously. Zane's looking at like 600 pages. But for the Great Escape movie, you're looking at a long movie. You're looking at like a 170 page, 180 page script. Something long, man. Something really long, obviously. I'll see. So the first thing but also the first thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to call the director who directed John Wick and Casino Royale. I'm gonna call their agents. I'm gonna have those guys fight for the role. Whoever's chosen, that's the director I'm hiring for my movie. I'll pay the guy a nice $12 million. Those guys are not as big. Pay them like $12 million to direct your movie, and I'll have them be my co-executive producers. They won't be my executive producers. I won't give them. I'll give them power for creative, but I'm not going to give them as much power for business because those directors are not as big, right? Whereas Peter Jackson, he's really really big, and he did Lord of the Rings. That's why I'm giving him full power. Whereas the director for the organization movie, I'll give him some power for producing. Obviously, I can have him help me with the business, help me with the main business calls, obviously. But I'm not gonna have him. I'll have him be like I'll give him power, but like I'll give him full creative power, but he doesn't have like full executive producing power. He'll be my co-executive producer, but I won't give him as much power like the kind of power I'm giving Peter Jackson and Mel Gibson. Peter Jackson, I'm giving him full power. Whereas I guarantee you, Peter Jackson will not direct my movie if I didn't give him full power. Look, man, all right, if you want me to direct the movie, I have to give him full power, obviously. And Peter Jackson created $1 billion empire, Lord of the Rings. Hence why he's so big. Hence why I'm giving him full power, obviously. Because Lord of the Rings is the best when shows are made. Whereas the director for John Wick, I'll give him full creative power, but I won't give him full producing power. But he'll be helping me in with the business calls and all that stuff. Pay him a nice $12 million. I said $10 million. I'll pay him more. Pay him $12 million. I'll pay him a $2 million signing bonus and $10 million in start production. I'll pay him out of me and Regis' pocket. That way it doesn't affect the budget. Pay him a $2 million signing bonus and a $10 million salary to start production. Which is nice. On the organization movie, you're only looking at like 3.5 months of filming. Right? So after 3.5 months of filming ends and everyone goes home, it's not as much work as Zanus. Obviously. So once we hired our CIA experts and they tell us how the CIA works, and we build me and VJ and the team and the director, we build the organizational world, obviously. I'm also going to hire an assistant director to help out that director. Okay, who's the best assistant director to help you? Pay that assistant director a nice, like, I don't know, $250,000 to help him out. $300,000 to help him out if you want. $300,000. Pay the assistant director a nice $350,000 to help out the director for my Great Escape movie, obviously. Right? And then once we built the organizational world, obviously, and CIA experts explained to us how the CIA works, me and the director and the two script developers will begin writing the amazing Great Escape script. Obviously, you're looking at an amazing script, obviously. Because I'm creative, you're gonna get an amazing movie, obviously. But I need help. I need those guys to help me out, obviously. I need you guys to help me out, obviously. And I only have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni work on the script twice a week, and then the next 3 days they're going to be looking at the cast. You're looking at something crazy for the casting calls for the Gracie movie, like 2,000 reels, just something crazy. Look, man, I'm only going to have you help me write the script for 2 days. And the next 3 days, I want you looking at those thousands of reels and making business calls. I don't pay you a fat bonus for nothing, obviously. And they're going to work hard because... And for the Gracie movie, you're looking at something crazy for the reels, man. You're looking at, like, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 reels. Something crazy. Because I only have, like those two actors chosen. You look at something crazy. The high chance those 3 actors will be chosen, too. And that's why I look at something crazy for the casting calls, man. Something crazy, man. All the actors in Hollywood are going to be sending in their reels, man. That's something crazy. And Jon Favreau is going to be busy looking at all those reels, man. It's a lot of work, but I don't pay you fat bonus for nothing. And they're also going to be making business calls, helping out the others. So for the Great Escape movie, it'll only take me a good 3 months to write the script. It won't take me that long. In a good 2.5, 3 months, me, the two script developers, and the director, the chosen director, will be finished writing the script for that movie. It'll take me 3 months to write the script for that movie. Obviously. Obviously, right? And then once the script is now written, sometime towards the end of the late year, the actors, I'm going to start flying in the actors. So the Great Escape movie, the actors will be flown in, I'll start flying in the main actors sometime towards the end of the first year. Because it'll only take me 3 months to write that script. It won't take me that long, obviously. At the same time, when we write a script, we're also going to be doing console art. I'm also going to hire console artists to draw the world of the organizational world, obviously. the kind of what kind of suits are me and VJ gonna wear. Obviously, what kind of you can even do concept arts for how do you want me and VJ to look. I have my short dreads, all that stuff. I'm gonna hire the concept artist who worked on James Bond to do the concept arts for the organizational world. So every day when I work on a script for 3 hours, the same thing like Zane's, right? I work on a script for 3 hours with my two script developers and the director, and in the afternoon we go to that room and we hire good two concept artists and we draw the organizational world. What we want the organizational world to look like. That was something top notch, yeah. But it won't be, even though the greatest movie will be interesting, it won't be as interesting as Zane is, the doc. As Zane is looking at, like, I'm building the world, the north and the south, and the air tests the devil himself, he feasts the devil. Whereas the greatest movie, I'm just building an organizational world, which is still pretty cool. You're looking at an amazing documentary for that. And the doc team's filming, so we're all having a blast, obviously. So the chosen director, I pay him a $2 million signing bonus, which is a nice paycheck, obviously. All he has to do is help me write the script every morning with my two script developers, right? In the afternoon, he does the concept arts with me for the building the organizational world, obviously, as well as discussing the plan for the story, all that stuff, obviously. And it only take me 3 months to write the script, to co-write the script, obviously, right. And I'll be doing right, and I'll be doing obviously my takeouts with the people overseeing the extras. I'm gonna hire them the first year. Hire those guys the first year. Call those guys in the first year. Fly them in the first year. And you what? I can fly those guys in the second year. People overseeing the extras, I can fly them either late the first year or the second year. Because the Great Escape movie isn't as big of a project. I can fly them either late the first year or early the second year, obviously. You have to hire people to oversee the extras, obviously. The extras for New York, the extras in Italy, you have to hire. The Great Escape movie will have a good 10,000 extras around there. Something just 5,000, 10,000 extras. Not as much extras, obviously. It's cheaper, obviously. So once I finish working on the script with the chosen director, obviously for the Great Escape movie, and my tutorials, once the script is now finished, I'll have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni print all the 25. You're probably looking at a good 20, 25 characters for the Great Escape movie. Print all on a 180-page script. Print a good 25 of those. That way, when the actors fly on my private jet, you put the scripts in the plane. The sacred scripts in the envelope, you put in the plane. And I'll have my secretaries tell them, make sure you leave your scripts in the plane, obviously. So towards the end of that year, I'll be flying in the stars, obviously. So Keanu Reeves, they're most likely chosen, obviously. Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, my stars, obviously, in the movie. They're going to be flown on my private jet, obviously, to Vancouver. They're all going to be, wow, holy shit, Scott says how much cool. Yeah, they're going to be flying my private jet, obviously, and they're going to what? A limo driver will pick them up. The doctor's filming them, and they're gonna take them. The limo driver will take them to my office, and they're going to sit down on the couch, and then me and VJ and the director, legal advisor, trainer. I'm also gonna hire a trained nutritionist for that. I'll hire the same trained nutritionist for that movie too. As there's gonna be training for the Gracie movie too. I want them doing weight for the Gracie movie. You only need to do like 3 months of weight training, not that much weight training. Do a good 3 months of weight training and 3 months of tackle training. 2 months of tackle training around there. That's enough. 3 months of weight training, 2 months of tackle training. So I'll have all those 3 actors work out always for my movie. That way there's going to be a lot of fighting in that movie, and running, car chases, all that stuff, man. And you need the what? And for that movie, I'm going to hire the best car stuntmen, best car stunt equipment, best car stuntmen. Because my budget's so big, I can get the best car stunt equipment, the stuntmen for the car chases, all that. So something crazy, man. That's really an amazing movie, yeah. Gun training, how to hold a gun properly, all that stuff. You hire the best people and train your actors, obviously. So towards the end of the first year, I'll be flying in my stars. The main actors first, obviously, and I'll be flying in the minor ones afterwards. And they all sign those big ass contracts, and they get to party it up with my $100 million, $50 million rooftop condo, obviously. I'm also going to do the takeouts with them, all that stuff. So Keanu Reeves, I'm going to pay him $40 million for the role, a $16 million fat signing bonus, and he gets his $24 million salary at Star Production, which is a nice deal. And he gets his money for his commercials. His 4 commercials, whatever it is. $40,000 for his 4 commercials. He'll be part of right? His 4 commercials. Scarlett Johansson, I'll pay her $38 million. I'll give her money for the commercials, and Ben Affleck, I'll pay him $36 million. And they also get the $1.5 million for the poster sales. Because they're big actors, give them some money for the poster sales. Give them a nice $1.5 million for the poster sales, which is nice, obviously. It's a nice paycheck. After taxes, it's like, I don't know, $800,000 in your bank. $800,000 check is nice for being featured on the posters, obviously. Obviously, right? So I fly in the main actors first towards the second year, and then I fly in the minor ones afterwards. Then after that, I fly in the rest of the crewmen. The cinematographers, the special effects team. I'm hiring a different special effects team for movie, right? The special effects team, the makeup artists, the clothing designers, right? As I want the clothing designers to custom make the suits for me and my wife and all the major characters in the movie. Custom make our suits. Yeah, man, that's something top notch. Hire the best company. Yeah, we're gonna have to, right? Yeah, I'm gonna get the best weapons for the movie too. Best fake weapons, right? The best weapon props for the movies. Machine guns, all that stuff. Yeah, this is something top notch. The construction crewmen obviously flying those guys in afterwards. The rest of the crew will be flown in. So towards like the beginning. So after I fly in all the actors, I fly in the rest of the 600 crewmen, obviously. And sometime early towards the second year. So once me and VJ finish, so me and VJ will start practicing our lines the first year. So once I finish co-writing the script, me and VJ will begin practicing our lines like halfway through the second year, obviously. So by the time the end of the first year ends, me and VJ would have memorized our lines pretty well by then. And sometime towards early the second year, the actors will be flown in to do the ad shoots too. I'll have the actors do ad shoots. I'll have Keanu Reeves in all of them, and Ben Affleck and Scarlett Johansson do like 4 ad shoots the second year. 5 ad shoots the second year, obviously, and then the third year when filming starts, early the third year, obviously, they're going to be a part of the wiki. So the Great Escape movie won't have as much ads as Zane because it's a smaller project. It's only like 2.5 years. It'll only take a good 3.5 months to film that movie, obviously. The Great Escape movie will only take like 2.5 years for the project. It'll only take a good like 3 months of post-production for that movie because it's only one movie, a 4-hour movie. Whereas Zane's is 12 hours. It's only looking at like 6 months for that. 5-6 months. So sometime second year, the actors will do like 4 ad shoots the second year, and they'll be a part of the commercials, and they get their $40,000 for the commercials, obviously. Right, and sometime mid the second year, the actors will be flown to Vancouver. They're going to do their 3-month training, weight training, and like 3-month tactical training for the Great Escape movie. 2 months is enough. Do 2 month weight training and 2-month tactical training. That's enough. And they're going to be in Vancouver. They're going to do the training in Vancouver. So Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, and the other chosen actors, they're going to be staying in a hotel. Their feeding's paid for the limo driver, obviously, right? Have them stay in a nice hotel, obviously, and they also get the $300 gas card, all that stuff. And they're going to do the 2-month training, about 2-month training for weight training, and they're going to do the 2-month tackle training, which is pretty fucking cool, obviously. And they'll do their table reads, obviously. The table reads every day too, obviously. Every day of the week they have to do the table reads, obviously. Obviously, right. So by the time Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson and Ben Affleck start their training, they should have memorized all their lines. Because I gave you like 6-7 months to memorize your lines around there. Because halfway through the second year, the actors are going to start doing their table reads, and they're going to start doing their nutritional training, weight training, as well as tackle training. Obviously, so I gave you a month. I gave you a script. I gave you months to memorize your lines. Because by the time the actors are flown to Vancouver midway the second year, they should have their lines memorized. And then we'll do our 6-month table reads second year, and the crewmen will be flown to Switzerland the second year. Sometime halfway, it'll only take a couple months to build the sets for the Great Escape movie. It's not as much work. At least the 5 streets, and they're going to build all the sets, obviously, around the city and all stuff. All the sets, obviously. 6 months is more than enough time for the crewmen to build all the sets in Italy and New York. So some crew will be flown to New York, some will be flown to probably to Italy to build all the sets, obviously. And then while they're doing that, the Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck will be what? They'll be doing their 2 month training, weight training, and 2 month nutrition, 2 month tackle training, fighting training, right? Combat training, right? And they're gonna do their 6 month table reads. Now, once that's over, and they also get their once a month parties too. They get the Keanu Reeves and all them get the once a month parties for the they won't have as much parties. It's a shorter project, but they get their once a month parties for the 6 months, halfway through the second year. So they'll partying up 6 times a year in my yacht, and my condo and all that stuff. They also get to party up after my attributes too. So my 4 attributes I'm going to do the second year, they get to party up after my attributes the second year. And so they're going to be living the life, obviously. And you're looking at crazy buzz for that Gracie movie. That's going to be crazy. Because even though Last of Us, I'm going to saying this, even though Last of Us is a better story, it's cooler seeing Iden and VJ in the Gracie movie because we're in the modern times. Speaking modern English, we're kicking ass, man. We're secret agents. And I'm also casting big actors for that movie. Like Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck. Yeah, I'm casting big stars. As well as you have like 5 other smaller A-listers who are going to be cast in that movie too, obviously. Right? That's why we're looking at crazy fame. Paul Bettany too will be with us too, obviously, as well as a guy, I forgot to mention Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany will be with us too, obviously, training, as well as the Xavier guy. They're going to be with us training, the 2-month weight training and 2-month like gun training, combat training. Obviously, they're going to be a part of the 6-month table reads, the 6 once a month parties, as well as the 4 ad shoots. They're going to be featured on the ad shoots with me and VJ, as well as the commercials. I'm willing to pay Paul Bettany $11 million for the role. He's a small A-lister. He's an A-list actor, but he's not a big A-lister. I'll pay him $11 million. I can even pay him 11.5. Pay him $11.5 million for the role. He gets his money for his commercials, and he gets his $250,000 for the re-release. Because he's not a big A-lister, I'm not giving him $1.5 million. I'll give him $250,000, which is a nice deal. Obviously, and $250,000 for the poster sales, which is nice. And the Xavier guy, I'll pay him $5 million. He'll be doing his training with us too. He'll be a part of the ad shoots, the 6 once a month parties, as well as the parties after the ad shoots. He's going to be featured with me and my wife on the ad shoots, as well as the director. The director chosen for the Gracie movie will be featured with the 17 the first year on the ad shoots, as well as the 4 ad shoots. I'm going to do 4 ad shoots the first year with the 17. Obviously, for the Gracie movie, and the chosen director will be featured with me and my wife in the act, and then 17 the first year. 17 will do their commercials the first year with the director, and the second year, the actors do the commercials, the commercial ads, obviously. And don't forget, the doc team will be filming the process of all this too. You're going to get the 2 trailers for the first year, the 2 trailers for the second year, the teaser and extended, yeah, as well as the third year, yeah. But I told you, the Gracie movie is a smaller project. It's not as much work, obviously. And once the second year is over and the actors are more jacked, they're more fit, obviously, they're more jacked. We did our combat training. We're all badass fighters, obviously. Remember, we did our tables, all the lines. We had a blast with the once a month 6 parties, and the parties after the ad shoots. The actors do their nice party on my private. We fly to New York, and the actors do a party in my jet, obviously. The actors do a nice party in my jet. I'm going to do parties in my jets for all my movies, except for They're Unique. They're Unique because I'm filming at home. There won't be any parties in my luxury jet, obviously. But all my other movies, I'm going to do a nice party in my luxury jet with the actors when we fly to the location. This has been crazy. And then what I'll do is, early the third year, a month into the third year, production will start. So what I'll do for all my movies, whenever production is about to start, I'll give the actors 1 month to mentally prepare themselves for the role. Go over their lines, all that stuff, that way they're prepped. You're going to see Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson Ben Affleck all nervous, obviously, because they don't want to fuck this up, obviously. It's an Iden and VJ movie, obviously, right? But they're going to destroy the role, obviously. And don't forget, the crewmen also get the once-a-month parties the second year, too, obviously. Just like they do for Zane's, obviously. The crewmen get the once-a-month parties the second year, too, and they get their luxury buffet. The crewmen building sets in New York and Switzerland get their luxury buffet. They get their once-a-month parties and their 3 beers once a week too, obviously. And the doc team will be filming the pre-production of the Gracie movie too. The crewmen building the sets in Italy, the crewmen building the sets in New York. They're gonna film all that. That's why they're looking at an amazing documentary, obviously. But the Zane's documentary will be better than the Gracie movie because Zane's is a unique story, obviously. So the third year, a month into the third year, production will start. What I'll do is I'll have production for the Gray Escape movie will only take like 3.5 months to film. It won't take that long. Because those movies are easier to film. It will only take 3.5 months to film the Gray Escape movie. So I'll put a deadline of 3.5 months to film that movie. A good 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, me and VJ will film in New York, and the remaining 2.5 months, 2 months and like 2 weeks or so, we film the rest of the movie in Italy. You're looking at something because those movies don't take as long to film. In 2 months, we can easily film the movie. 3.5 months, we can easily film the whole movie. The whole movie, obviously. So a month into the third year, production starts, obviously. And the directors, and I want the director, look, man, I want the director going over his directing notes with his assistant director, too, for the Gray Escape movie, obviously. So the director chosen for the Gray Escape movie, I'll have him flown to Italy or New York to oversee some stuff, obviously, because he's and my 17 will be flown with him to oversee all the business, obviously. And I'll have him help him out, obviously. And I want him going over his directing notes with the assistant director. That way he's prepped and you get a good movie, obviously. As a director for John Wick or Casino Royale, they're talented directors, obviously. And those movies were amazing movies, obviously. If you want to get a good movie, you have to go over director notes. And I don't want those guys winging it for my movie. You see what I'm saying? So sometime towards a month into the second year, production starts. And that's where what? That's when production starts, obviously. Production will start. And Scarlett Johansson, Keanu Reeves, you know what I'm saying? Ben Affleck, they get their nice, rich salary when production. They got their nice bonus, obviously. And now when production starts, they start getting their bi-weekly check, obviously. Their fat bi-weekly check. Their multi-million-dollar fat check in the bank, obviously. And they're going to be filming for 3.5 months. And they get their perks. They get their luxury buffet. Also, Paul Bettany, the Javier guy, whatever his name is, who was a country event, they're going to have to prep themselves mentally because they're going to start filming for the two what? We're going to start filming. Me and Reach are going to have to prep ourselves mentally as we're going to start filming what? The Amazing Great Escape movie, obviously. Right? Look at something crazy. And once the 3.5 months are over, I'll end it off with a staff party, obviously. And I guarantee you, me and my wife and the chosen director, my two sort of roles in the head of production, and the Keanu Reeves, Scarlett Johansson, and Ben Affleck are going to go on that world tour for the Great Movie. This has been crazy. As well as the other actors chosen, Paul Bettany, the Xavier guy, they're all going to go on that world tour with me, man. This has been crazy. And if they do go on that world tour, their expenses are paid for, obviously. If we go on that world tour all over Canada, America, Europe, you know what I'm saying, Japan, China, behind the scenes, obviously, Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson and all of them, their expenses are all paid for. And they'll be flown privately on my jet all over across Canada, America, Europe, and China and all that, obviously. And they're going to be a part of that crazy buzz. That's why those guys are lucky. That's why even those guys are going to beg their ass off when we actually sign them. This has been crazy. And you pay for their feeding. So every time, whenever we go to these hotels, you pay for their $2,000 a night hotel. Obviously, you pay for that, obviously, and you pay for their feeding at a buffet. But if they want to get their own beer, these guys are already loaded. If you want to get your own beer, go see a movie or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Go to a bar or something like that. Go to a club or something like that. You have to what? You have to pay with your own money. I'm not paying for you, obviously. You have to pay with your own money. There's a high chance me and Vijay will be. There's times when me and Vijay will be partying up with the actors, in our hotel room and also during the world tour, as well as the actors for Zayas. The actors for Zayas are going to be partying up a few times with me and Vijay at our hotel. They might even go clubbing with us, man. Hey guys, you want to go clubbing? You know what I'm saying? They go clubbing with us. Yeah, we go clubbing. We dance off to the music. Me, VJ, and the actors. This has been crazy. Guarantee we're probably going to go clubbing with them. This has been crazy, man. Chilling at the bar, getting drunk, all that stuff. Yeah, man. And once production's finished, obviously, the actors. There's a good chance I'm going to go on that world tour with those chosen actors for a Great Escape movie. Crazy worldwide buzz for that too. Because even though the Great Escape movie, even though Xanax will have crazy buzz, because Ivan and Vijay are in a modern time kicking ass and it's cooler seeing them, we're looking at crazy buzz for that movie, man. And I casted big actors for that movie. That's why we're looking at crazy. Now I'm gonna have a good like 4 small A-listers for that movie, and like 3 big A-list actors. And the other actors you just hire B-list actors to be in your movie. Hire a good like 2 B-list actors for the leads. Pay those guys like $2 or $5 million for your movie. They're crazy fame for that, man. Something fucking crazy, yeah, man. That's why the greatest movie is going to have almost the greatest movie's buzz will be just as crazy as Zayn's, but Zayn's will have a slightly stronger buzz because it's a unique story and Eric the devil himself, and it's the best story told in the motion picture. But the greatest movie will have crazy buzz, man. There's something crazy for that. And Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson, Ben Affleck, they're going to be a part of that buzz with me and VJ, man. That's why even those guys are going to. Some of them might even cry, Ivan, man, your company's so much burden. Oh, I just want to work for you. I don't want to work in Hollywood, man. Even though I know I'm going to be such in Hollywood, I want to go back to being a dirty slave, eating that shittier food. Where Ivan, you spoil me with luxury buffet. You flew me proudly on your jet for the world tour. Yeah, man. The actor's going to get flown proudly on me and VJ's 2 jets for the world tour, man. This has been crazy, yeah. You spoiled me with a buffet during the world tour. As I'm going to be spoiling the actors with a buffet, I'll give Jon Favreau my business card. Okay, John and Dave, here's my business card. My head of production, okay, I'm going to tell my head of production, hey, look, man, you're the one responsible for handling the schedules for me and the chosen director and all the actors for the Great Escape movie, obviously. And it's Jon Favreau will be responsible for paying for the finance, the finance side, for the money side of things. Obviously. So, okay, look, I need you guys if we go on that world tour with me, VJ, Keanu Reeves, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson, and Paul Bettany and all of them, I want you paying for what? Paying for the gas for the jet, obviously. As I'm going to have probably a good $30 million left over my budget for the Great Escape movie. So, VJ can easily afford to pay for the actors, what? For the actors' hotel stay. Easily afford. It depends. If me and VJ have a lot of money left over in our budget, we can even have the actors stay at suites for one day if we want. Easily afford it. If me and VJ have like $30 million left over in my budget, we can have the actors stay at suites for the Great Escape movie. Zayn's, I won't have as much money. Zayn's, I won't have as much money left over. As the actors for that movie will most likely not stay in suites, obviously. But for the Great Escape movie, I'm going to have probably $35 million over my budget. And if I do, I can have Keanu Reeves and Scarlett Johansson of them stay at suites. Yeah. For this movie, you can book a luxury hotel, and you can have Keanu Reeves, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson, all the actors coming with me stay at suites. But I'll have the hotel room have like a couple rooms. That way it's cheaper. Rent one luxury suite hotel room and have 3 rooms. That way the actors can stay in those 3 rooms. All the actors coming with me, obviously. And that's why these actors are gonna have a blast. They're gonna beg their asses off. I'm gonna be signed. For Zayn's, I could have the actors stay in suites for Zayn's too. Depends how much money I have left over in my budget, man. If I have $30 million left over my budget, I can have even Peter Jackson, the actors, stay in suites during the You know what? No, it's gonna cost me a lot of money. I'm not gonna do that. That's me being very generous. Just have them stay at a $2,000 a night hotel. It saves you money, man. Because suites are very expensive. Like it's just gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you a lot of money. You're being stupid with your money. Just have them stay at $2,000 a night hotel. It's nice. Even a $3,000 a night hotel is nice. Have them stay at a nice $3,000 a night hotel. A nice, good quality hotel. I'm not going to have them stay at suite. You're being way too generous. It's just going to cost you more money. I'll have them stay at nice, like $2,000, $2,500 a night hotels. The actors for all my movies. When we go on that world tour, which is most likely going to happen, right?